Mesachta Zevachim Daf Nun Gimel Amud Aleph. We're starting from Nun Beis Amud Beis. We're starting from the Mishnah. Okay, we're starting from the Mishnah. Chatois Hatzibur Hayochid. The carbon of Chatas of a Tzibur and a Yochid, even though they're Kachim Elohim, so they, even though they're Kachim, now he's going to say, what is a Chatas HaTzibur and what is he's not going into Yochid, only about a Chatas HaTzibur. Elohim Chatas HaTzibur. These are the Chatas HaTzibur that we haven't mentioned yet. Till now we mentioned Par Helam Dava, Par Kohen HaMashiach, but we never mentioned the Sidei HaMusafim of Rosh Chodesh Mishal Moedes of the Yom Tovim, which are also kachim, which their blood was sprayed on Mizbeach HaChitzim. Mainly, we learned before, these karbanis were brought for Tumas Mikdash v'Kadasha. That if he was tummy and he entered the Beis HaMikdash, or if he was tummy and he ate kachim. That's really the ikar of the Sidei HaMusafim of Rosh Chodesh and the Moedes. Sagt the Mishnah weiter, Shchita Asam B'Tzafim. Where was the Shchita of these other karbanis, meaning the Rosh Chodesh and the Sidei Musafim of Rosh Chodesh and Moedes? It was shechted on the tzafin of the Azara. Kibul Daman.
Is that anything that she shechted somewhere else?
What do you mean? Some didn't have to be.
Everything was in
No, not everything. No. The Kibul Daman, and some could even be outside. Kibul Daman and the receiving of the blood of the Shechita was with Kli Sharis B'Tzafin. Was with a Kli Sharis in Tzafin. Some don't need a Kli Sharis. You like Oif, there's no Kli Sharis. And not everything needs Tzafin. Here, of these Sidei Musafim of Rosh Chodesh Moedes had to be with a Kli Sharis and on Tzafin. The Damaton Abba Matanis. And it needed three, I'm sorry, the sprays had to be on four. Al Abba Akronis, on the four corners of the Mizbeach. Ketzad, how is this done? How do you give the four matanis? So the Mishnah, all in Kli Hasharis Shabbai, he would with the dam Akevis on the ramp. Ufana, and he turned from the ramp onto the ledge. Let me just tell you. Over here, let's say this is the Mizbeach. The Mizbeach had a ramp, right? Around the Mizbeach, let me just tell you, there was a Yisod that went around on three sides. One side was open. There was no foundation. That's number one. Number two, the foundation itself was one amma, right? Then there was another 5 ammas till the Chut HaSikra, till the ledge. Yeah. From the ledge till on the bottom of the krones was three ammas.
Okay.
And then the krones itself was an amma. So you had 4 ammas to the ledge, and the Chut HaSikra was smack in the middle. Chut HaSikra was 5 ramish by the middle of the Mizbeach. So the whole height from the floor till on top of the ledge was 10 ammas. So where would the Chut HaSikra be? 5 ammas. But the ledge was 1 amma high on the 6th amma. So look how it went. He had a ramp, right? There was an off ramp. The ramp went onto the Mizbeach, but he didn't go on the Mizbeach. He wanted to go on the ledge, which was only 6 ammas. Okay. So there was like an off ramp. You went on the ledge. Now he tells you how kol ha'peina yamin. You always have to turn to the right. That's why he went first to the right. Here wasn't a left. It is a left. When you're going this way, it's a left, right? So he says he was standing like I'm standing, right? And I'm walking sideways. I'm walking like this. But I'm standing facing the Mizbeach. So my body, which part of the body is turning? My right. Even though it's a left turn, it's odd. If you're walking this way, but if you're walking inside, because kol ha'peina yamin.
1 second, so he's turning this way, so why is he to the left?
Go,
He's facing
here. I'm turning here. I just turned right off the ramp.
Yeah,
Now, which way do I have to turn? Left.
Again right.
How could I turn right? If I turn right, I'll fall off the ledge.
He's turning left.
Left. So how does this left become a right? So he says because the man is standing this way, okay, and he's walking till the corner. So which part of the body is going to now turn this way? The right side. Here, I'm facing his way. So I'm facing. So the side, my right side, is going to turn right, and the same thing as all of them because kol ha'peina yamin. You always have to turn right. So he says, so he went on the kevish, did an off ramp to go on the ledge, which was 6 amas above the mizbeach. The seviv is called the ledge. The first right turn, because his doimus mizachis. That's the first right turn. And then he would go mizachis tzveinis. Mizachis tzveinis, even though it looks like it's left, but I told you when you're walking facing the mizbeach, it's a right with the body. Then goes tzveinis maravis, then maravis doimus, and it's all with the.
Is that what we say every morning?
Yes, very good. And shiyari adam, the blood that was left over in the kli, Yisei Dreimis, was placed on Yisei Dreimis. Here there's a whole fetish that it says that it was lefnim in akloyim. It's you'll see now. Look, menecholin. Where did they eat the basach hatois? The lefnim in akloyim. Lefnim in akloyim is there was no curtains by the Beis Hamikdash. You told me Beis Hamikdash was like a brick wall. Others say that the koisel that we see now was the mechitza between that was the mechitza of the heichel. So how do you say kloyim? So everybody says since this paid the case, there's no machlekes whatsoever. Okay, so since there's no machlekes, they say this must be exactly like Moshe was given over from Torah Sinai, and that's why it says Lefnim Naklayim, because we're talking about the way it was given Moshe, and Moshe was at the time of the Mishkan, and by the Mishkan was Taket Kloyim. Okay, and it was eaten, meaning in the Chatzar Mishkan. Right, it had to be movable. Even the Mizbeach had the sticks on the sides to move it around. Today it was made out of stone, you can't move it around. Okay, in the Chatzar of Mishkan, which was surrounded with curtains. Okay, you connect them with Beis Hamikdash inside the Chemes HaZorah. Okay, so only lezichei kehuna, only who could eat it? This chorim, not the women. Like it says, only the kohen who did that way, there was allowed to eat it. So kohen could only a man kohen could do it. Not a woman.
Couldn't give it to the family to eat?
No, he only the kohen ate. The one that did that way. And it says kol zacha yochel loisei. It says mefedish, another pasuk that only a zacha should eat
All the
it.
women were vegetarians.
I don't know. Okay, b'chol machel, and they b'chol machel. No, but he's talking about that there was a part. Some kabbanis that yeah, the whole family got, but over here was only the kohenim. Chol machel, in any way, whether it's roasted, whether it's scalded or it's cooked, is eaten any way, any type of a machel. Doesn't matter if it was roasted, scalded, or was cooked. It was eaten by the yom of the shechita and the night after, like it says. Till the end of the night. Oh, so here it says minat Torah. You're right, till the morning, ad boker. But the Chachamim said in order to avoid chas v'sholem to eat it later than this man, so they made it ad chatzos. That's how the Mishnah finishes it. This is in Gemara Brachas. In the Gemara Brachas says Dvar Torah, minat Torah is mutlach ol basar kam ad alois hashacha. Like it says lo yanich mimanat boker. Only because by alois hashacha the basar becomes noisar. So and there's a gefelach punishment kares if you eat it. So the Chachamim made a gzeira, a siyog, limitation. Chatzos. That's it. That's Gemara Brachas. Okay. In fact, Gemara Hechi of it. How does he do it? Meaning, what's the width, which is called keren, that the kohen could put the dam? Which part of the corner? There were 4 corners, right? 4 corners. So which part of the corner? So Gemara Rabbi Yochanan Rabbi Elazar. There's a machlekes between Rabbi Yochanan and Elazar. Chadoma noisen ama elech, the ama elech. One says only the ama of this. You don't have to do mamsh on the corner of the corner. It could be the ama, the whole ama, the thing, the whole keren was ama lama. So it didn't have to be mamish on the corner of the keren. It could be this amma, it could be this amma. In the amma, it's fine. Much as like
Has
big.
to be in both amas?
What do you mean? No. It could be within the amma to spray. You don't have to spray dafka here.
I'm saying you have an amma this way and you have an amma this way.
Right.
So it has to be on both ammas have to get blood, or just one amma is enough.
If he had to put,
here,
let's say he had to
here.
put all four, right? So he put one here, one here. It didn't have to be one, right?
No, I understand, but
If you had to put on all four kranes,
yeah, so what do you
so you could put it over here within the amma. It doesn't have to be mamish in the corner. It could be in the amma of the corner of the keren, of the thing that's protruded out of the
It
mizbeach.
doesn't have to be from both sides.
No, but,
Just one
yeah,
side,
but that's
one
not
amma.
what he's saying. He's just saying it doesn't have to be pinklich on the corner. It could be within the amma of this
Okay.
thing that
But
protruded.
he still has to know all the four corners.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. Yeah, sure. But he says
What do
where.
you think it
where
has to do with
so
the
where
corner?
did he have to do it on this? On this?
in the middle is. Oh,
he,
that's good.
he doesn't have to do it here. He can do it on the amma of the
keren.
of the keren. Okay. Chad amma, no, you can go for, and you only can go down till here, till the amma. You can't go down further, and that's what we're going to argue here.
Take a picture.
Chad amma mechat v'yedet, huh?
I don't take a picture.
And one says no, you can go down till the chut hasikra. He says you can go all the way down. Okay.
So
Can,
that's 5 ammas, no?
yeah, you can go down 5 amas. Can that get chudei shel keren? He says you can go till as long as it's going. Can that get the corner? It's fine. Sagt die Gemara, Ahlibe the Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon, he atzmein and nasas alaway go for shel keren. According to Rabbi Lezer, Rabbi Shimon, he says you could only use the guf of the keren. You can't go further down than the keren. The keren was a piece above the mizbeach. That's it. You can't go
To the bottom.
further than that. The Kuli Amaloi Pligi, everybody agrees, there's no chilik, that you're allowed to use the blood, the whole oirach of the keren. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be mamish, the corner of the keren. It could be, the keren was a amma lama, within the ammas, that's fine. Oh, but keep Pligi, when did they argue? I'll leave it Rabbi, according to Rabbi. Mar Sova, Amma Elach, connected keren who? One says that you could do it, you could go all the way down, and it doesn't have to be mamish the corner till the chut hasikra. It could be within amma, just like
But you could go
the
over.
keren. The whole keren extends downward. He says, like you have the amma, don't have to be mamish the corner. And Marsava, another one says, no, can I get chudayin? Tvei loy. If it's not on the corner here, it's no good. You can only go down the corner lower.
Till the
But
Chudasika?
till the chut hasikra, but not on the sides, not within the amma. Has to be mamish on the corner.
Some of the blood will go onto the side.
Okay, but he has to make sure it's going on the corner.
Corner has to be covered.
Covered. Oh, basically, effectively, on Akasha Chatzah Tzibur, we're going to ask on the man the amma that says it could only go on the goof of the on the top, not going further down. Says Gemara, where do we see the Chatzah Tzibur Ayochid? Ketzad Matan Dama. The Chatzah Tzibur Ayochid. How did they give the? How did they place the blood? So Gemara, he would go up the ramp and make a off ramp onto the ledge. Okay. Well, Fanalase means he went on the ledge. And the first right off the kevish was Demis Mizachis. And then he would go, and then he would take his finger, his right finger,
And put it in the blood.
with the finger of the right hand, min hadam shebemizak, from the dam that was in the klishares, v'choymeir, and he would smear the dam a begudalai melamaila ve'etzbay ktana. He used like this. He used the thumb and the pinky to hold him in place, and then he would the finger he would go down from the keren to make sure it doesn't move around. So these two kept
How did he
him.
hold blood on his fingers?
No, he took the finger, or this finger he put in, or maybe he means this finger. He dipped the finger in, and then as he was smearing, he had security that he doesn't go away from the corner, because he used the two fingers like this to hold on to the corner. It shouldn't move around. Here, min adam shebemizik l'chaymei shmeis begudolei with the thumb, melamayla above, ubetzboi katana, and with a pinky, milamata, in order that he should be able to place it on the whole mizbeach, and he would put the dam on the finger, the what do you call the etzba hamyumenes of yamin, and place it on the corner of the mizbeach, kineged chulash keren, mamish on the corner of the mizbeach, ad shemechalet kol adam shebeetzba, till the whole blood from the finger was finished. V'chein kol keren keren. So he did by every corner. Okay. So what do we see?
Whatever he dipped in, that whole blood has to finish it up.
Yeah. So what do you see from
So
here?
every time he went to a corner, he dipped his fingers in
And
it.
he went all the way, smeared all the way down to the blood came off the finger,
And then,
and he secured it. But it has to be mamash on the corner. So what do you see from
but
here?
I'm saying every time he went to a corner, he put new blood on his finger.
Yeah, he made another dip. Okay. So he says, so you see that they placed the dam on the corners of the mizbeach dafka, mamash on the corners, which means that they were allowed to go down
We said-
a lower,
we said that before.
and you said it could only be on the top, and on the top, everybody agrees it doesn't have to be on the corner. It can be within the amma. But here it says only the chudei. So if it means the chudei, the corner, which means that you can go further down. So obviously it doesn't follow the mani amma that says only on the piece that was on top of the mizbeach. This is what he means. Mitzvah b'chuda. L'chatchila, you should try to hit the corner even by the top. Right? Even though you could do a amma within the chuda. But he says l'chatchila the mitzvah is the top, but only the chuda. But if you went on the piece that was on top of the zveach within the amma, then this is gefelach.
But did you go down?
It's not
You
bad.
did it when you did the top.
You couldn't go down. He said you could even learn like the man amma. You only sprayed it on the piece that was protruded above the mizbeach.
If it goes down,
You said it has to be chuda. Everybody agrees on the piece on top of the mizbeach. It doesn't have to be the corner, the edge. So he says, l'chatchila, put it on the edge of that piece that protrudes. If not, if you went amma here, it's fine. This is gefelach. Okay, my Rabbi, Lazar, Rabbi Shimon. In fact, how do we learn the machlekes between Rabbi and Rabbi Lazar, Rabbi Shimon? Tanya, we learned the blood of the kabbalas that have to be placed on top of the mizbeach. If you remember from yesterday, the chatas behema and oilas ha'oif were lemaila mechut hasikar, lemaila from that red line that went around the center of the mizbeach. Nituanin mechut hasikar lemaila. That was placed. The blood was placed above the red line that went around the mizbeach. And domim hatachtoinim, the blood of the other kabbanis that went on the bottom of the chut hasikra, nitonim michut hasikra lamata. So that was given, meaning the blood that had to go tachtoinim had to go what does it mean tachtoinim? Under the red line of the chut hasikra.
Where did they put that blood?
Under the chut hasikra, the guy stood on the floor, and he would spray because he had to only spray under the line.
He also sprayed on the chuda.
Yeah, we're gonna learn more
So they
about it.
had on the top of the chuda. When you did the keren.
Yeah,
But
the
the
chuda
chuda-
means the corner. It could be
Yeah.
the corner of the mizbeach. The only place where we're makbid it should be dafke chuda is from after the piece that protrudes. The piece that goes above the mizbeach. Everybody's in agreement. It doesn't have to be chuda. But according to Man Rama that says dafke chuda, he's talking about that because you can go even lower. And there's a machlekes if it has to be dafke chuda or not. Okay. By which kabbanis do we say that you could put it on the goof of the mizbeach above mechut hasika, and you don't have to be makbid that it should be on the corners, on the keren, by the saif, the chatas behema. But when you're dealing with the chatas behema, he atzma the mitzvah zrika ein nasas ela gufa shel keren. It has to be on the goof of these pieces that protruded on the which is called
the
krones,
four corners.
on the four corners that went above the mizbeach, like it says, "But nosan al karnois mizbach ha'ila." It says
We don't get a
befrevish.
picture.
Here you have a picture. Here you have the keren that went above the mizbeach, and the shaded area is the mizbeach itself.
Oh, there's the
So you see the keren that's not shaded, that's the piece above the mizbeach. The shaded area is the goof of the mizbeach, is the mizbeach itself. But karnois means the non-shaded area. Okay, so Zog the Gemara, Amar Rabbi Avo had said, my time the Rabbi, what's the reason of Rabbi? That he was matter to place the dam of the chatas, even in the shaded area, the Gufam Mizbeach, right? Why? What's the reason? The Chsiv, it says, when I get to the Midas HaMizbeach, it says, V'ha'arel, which is the Mizbeach, Abba Amis, was 4 Amis. Ha'arel Ulamayla,
Why they call it the Haro?
it was called Ha'arel.
Could say Mizbeach himself? Could say it?
Okay. So Ha'arel Ulamayla, meaning the krones on the top, and the Gaga Mizbeach with the 4 krones, that's Ulamayla. In fact, the mother, Abba Amis Hudahavya, you're saying that the Mizbeach was 4 Amis? Mizbeach was 10 Amis high, it was 4 Amis. Mikoin krones he Abba. It means the place of the krones was 4 Amis. So, in fact, the mother, what do you Mikoin krones? Abba Havya, it was a 4. If you take all the krones, all 4, you put it together, right? So it's 2 by 2. 1, 2 ames, 2 ames, and 2 ames. It's not 10. It's not 10 ames. So where do you get that? It's not 4 ames, right? It was only 2 by 2. It wasn't 4 ames. Ella Ema says you want only rishus kronis aber. He means that when from the place, from the piece, from here, from this piece on the bottom of this kronis. How many ames was it to the Chut HaSikra? 4 ames. Because we counted the height of the Mizbeach with the krones. And from the height of the Mizbeach with the krones was 10 ames to the ground. The Chut HaSikra was mamish in the middle. So if you count from the bottom of the krones, so there's now only 4 ames till that's what it means 4 ames. Is that ayah that the blood was placed on the krones.
The krones were amma by amma?
Amma by amma.
The height also an amma.
Yes.
Everything was an amma.
Right.
Amma cube.
Huh?
Amma cube.
Abba cube, correct. So he's saying, so Zarai, from this that he says there was 4 ames from under the keren till the Chut HaSikra was 4 ames, is a raya that you were able to place the blood under the kronis also. Then we learned in the Mishnah Chut Shel Sikra Chayge Ba'emtza. We learned that the chut of the red line went mamish in the center of the mizbeach. To be mabdil, to separate between those bloods, those kabanis, that the blood chatas and oil saif, which went above the Chut HaSikra, and the other kabanis that went on the bottom. How do you know that you had a Chut HaSikra mamish in the center for the reason you should know the difference between al yom and achtoinim? Says Amravach, says also loy by negate to the mizbeach that they made in the Mishkan. It says they made a ma'aser reshes. Ma'aser reshes means net. They had a design a net design. On the bottom of the net design was mamish the center of the mizbeach. So that's how we know. The Torah made a chtzitza, a mechitza that lahavd ben daven al yom daven al tachtonim. So we see it from the mizbeach that was in the Mishkan that the design ended exactly by the center in order to be mavdal between the daven al yom and daven tachtonim. Shari Adam. We learned in the Mishnah, where would they place it? On the Yesod from the Durham side, on the south side. Tanu Rabbanim, you learned. It says, that's called Dama Yishbach, El Yesod HaMizbeach. Yesod Reimi. It means to the southern side, which is the Yesod. Atoim as Yesod Reimi. Maybe you're saying it's Yesod Reimi. Maybe it means on the west side of the Mizbeach. And where do we Yom Susman Amafedish? And we should learn now from the Chatas HaPnimi that over there by the Chatas HaPnimi we know it says Asher Pesach Hayol Meir that when they left the Heichal, they met first the west side of the Mizbeach, and we know that by the Chatas HaPnimi the blood was placed by the part of the Mizbeach that was right by the entrance. So I don't know if I have a picture. Let me see if there's a picture of Mizrach Tzofim. Okay, here you have Mizrach Tzofim. Here you have a Mizbeach. If you go to page Nun Gimel on Amud Beis. Okay, here he doesn't have. Here he has according to the second daya. According to another daya, you listening? You see, this Mizbeach is Mamish on Tzofim. But we said the Mizbeach was really in the middle, right? Much closer to the Dorim. And then from after this part of the Mizbeach is where they shechted, and that was the Tzofim. Okay? So here's the Heichal. You're coming out of the Heichal, so when you hit the Mizbeach, let's say the Mizbeach is here, you're coming to the west of the Mizbeach, because you're going west. The Tzofim. This is the Dorim of the Mizbeach. This is the mitre. This is the mitre. I'm sorry. This is the mitre of the Mizbeach, and the mitre, and this one is on the other side. This is the Mizrachis. Mizrach. Das is mitre, and this is Mizrach. Okay, this is Tzofim, and this is Dorim. So he says when this part of this day holds the Mizbeach was mamish by the entrance. So if you went out by the entrance, you hit the west side of the Mizbeach. So that's where we know that the blood of the Chatas HaPnimi was put on the west of the Mizbeach, on the mitre side of the Mizbeach. Says Gemara, so we should learn Amarta Yuma Diridas. So we should learn also for the Chatas HaChitzenis should have the same thing. It should be placed in the west. So how do you know that it has to be Yisrael Dreimi? And for the Gemara, Amata Yuma Diridas Min HaKeves Litziyas Min HaEichel. Where do we learn out that the Chatas Pnimi blood was on the west? Because the first thing that it met coming out of the Heichal was the west side of the Mizbeach. So you're looking at what you meet first. You shouldn't be Mavinim Ala Mitzvah. So my Yitziyas Min HaEichel B'Samach, just like when he came out of the Heichal, he placed the blood, the Shirayim right away, the Yisod, the side of Maidiv, Aviridas Min HaKeves, but when he came off the Keves, he came off the Dorim side. When he would go off the ramp, you came on the ramp on the Maidiv side, Tzofim side, and you went off the ramp on the Dorim side. So b'samachlei, so the shiari dam you have to place by the part of the kevis. What is the Yisrael Dreimi? Because you're saying you're looking at where you leave first. You understand? Here's here's the heichal. You're coming out of the heichal. This day holds. You hear? This day holds. I will use this one. It's better. This is the mizbeach. This is tzofim, and this is donim. Right? After the Mizbeach, this is where the Shechita was. Okay? Coming out of the Heichal, this is the west of the side of the Mizbeach. This is the east side of the Mizbeach. So when you came out to the west, which Yisod did you see of the Mizbeach? The west Yisod. So that's why they placed them Yisod. But he says, by the Mizbeach, after you finish the blood, so you say you want them to do it right away, where you can, the first place where you see the Mizbeach, you do the mitzvah right away. So he says, just like by the Yitzir from the Heichel, you did it right away, and you met the west, so too, the first Yitzir, you come off the Mizbeach, right? Where you're going off, you're coming off on the Dorim of the Mizbeach. See, here was a hole, and here was a hole. Maidiv, and this is Dorim. This is Tzofim. So when you came off the Mizbeach, you're on Dorim. So since you met Dorim first, that's where you placed it. So he says, Tanya, Rabbi Yishmael, both of them, side the Shiori Adam of the Chatz HaPnimi, side the Shiori Adam of the Chatz HaChitzoni is Yisod Ma'aravi. They would spill the Shiori Adam on the Ma'ariv part of the Yisod. Yisod says both of them were on the southern side. The Yisod Ma'aravi, that it was on the Yisod Ma'aravi Kasavi Yilman Sasman Ameferish, like we said before. Just like by the Chatas Pnimi, the blood was placed on the west side of the Mizbeach, so too the Chatas Chitzeni was placed on the west side. The Chatas Chitzeni, correct. But only according to the Mandiyama that says Yisaydraimi, that everything was on the one side, even the Chatas Pnimi was placed on the Yisaydraimi, and the Chatas Chitzoni also. My time, what's the reason? Avasi said, Kasava Haitana Kulim Mizbach B'Tzafim Koi, that the whole Mizbeach, right? We learned that the Mizbeach was where, right by the entrance between Tzafin and Darim. Now he's learning the Mizbeach was fully in Tzafin. If you look in the picture, Mamish in Tzafin. So it wasn't against the entrance of the Mizbeach. So if you would leave the entrance of the Mizbeach, you would come to the Darim side of the Mizbeach. If you would walk straight out, you wouldn't hit the side of the Mizbeach. You would hit like the front of the Mizbeach, which is Darim. Okay? So he says, the whole Mizbeach, he holds the Mizbeach, was mamish b'tzafim, right in front of the Heichel. Like the bottom picture, was away from the entrance of the Heichel. And therefore you didn't hit the side of the Mizbeach, which is the mitre of the Mizbeach. No, you hit the end of the ramp and the Darim side of the Mizbeach, meaning the front of the Mizbeach. Because when you walked out after the Mizbeach.
Well, there's difference in the top picture, the Mizbeach was totally away from the opening of the Heichel.
Correct.
You couldn't see the Heichel.
No, you would have to come out of the Heichel, you would have to turn left to see the Mizbeach. When you came right in front of the Mizbeach, which was Darim. Okay. Another lashon is Kuli Pesach with Darim Koi. Not only the center entrance met the Darim side of the Mizbeach, even if you would go on the side of the entrance, on the side entrances outside, you would still not hit the west side of the Mizbeach, you would hit the Darim on the Mizbeach. Tanu the Rabbi Yishmael, Rabbi Shimon Yechai. Zevachim, in the day, learned the base medrash of Rabbi Yishmael, in the name of Rabbi Shimon Yechai, Zevachim he said Ma'aravi. That even Rabbi Shimon Yechai, who we said it was Yisai Raimi, in the base medrash of Rabbi Yishmael, they said no, it was Yisai Ma'aravi. The simon is Mashchul Gavri LeGabro. What does it mean, Mashchul Gavri LeGabro? That a whole bunch of students of Rabbi Yishmael went and took Rabbi Yishmael, it's a Kilemish, they picked him up and they brought him to the king Rabbi Yishmael, that he should agree with Rabbi Yishmael. But it means, B'Seichel, they forced him sort of to agree with Rabbi Yishmael that it was on the west side of the Mizrayah. Zog the Mishnah, he kachi kadosh ma'ila is kachi kachim, and if you took out the meat outside the hazara, it becomes possible. Shchitas about tzafin, the shachting was about tzafin kibbutz damlu shoris, and the receiving of the blood was with a kli shoris. Where was it? Tzafin, in the tzafin of the hazara. But matanis shtei matanis, and it needed 2 matanis sheinaba, which added up to 4. Utuna hershet. Here you didn't need 4 kranes. Chatos needs to be on every corner, like we said before. But here you did 2 matanes, which equal to 4. Utun harshet, and it needs skinning. V'chol la'ishim. This is mamish a short version of the whole dinim avayla. Chol la'ishim, and all the pieces were burnt on the mizbeach. Okay, and nothing was eaten. Oila. Oila, my time eternal like kachi kachim. Why do you have to learn by oila the words kachi kachim? The previous Mishnah, when you said chatas or asham, you didn't say kachi kachim. It says like Sibei. By oil, it's not written in the Fedish, Kachi Kachim he. It doesn't say that. How do we know it's Kachi Kachim? Because the whole oil went Lagabayel Hashem. We know all the others, other Kabbanis, the Murav, if it went to, that went to Hashem, we call that Kachi Kachim. Here, the whole oil went to Hashem, is for sure Kachi Kachim. Yeah, Damatan Shtei Matanis. The blood needs 2 sprays. Hey, how did they do? Rabbi said, Noisen v'choize v'noisen. That each he did 2 corners, but how did he do 2 corners? He sprayed 1 and 1, and then 1 and 1. That's how he did it. 4. He did 4 sprays on 2 corners.
Which corners he wanted, or specific corners?
Only the corners by oila has to be where the yesod is. It had to be only where the foundation of the mizbeach was. There was one side that didn't have it.
But the foundation was on the one side.
3 sides. Foundation was 3 sides. One side didn't have a foundation. Yeah. No, I mean the foundation. So and Shmuel Lama Matana Chaskin Gamal Deisen. Shmuel said no. One spray if you get from the corner and you spitz Tazay. One spray here and it spits them the other two sides. Not each side of two krones. One spitz on each balach saying, so it covered all four walls. Okay? So you want to
When
kitanoi.
they came out, they did the same thing.
Yeah, but if it's 4 sprays or 2 sprays. Kitanoi, tzamach looks like tanoim. Yoch is a kenu zikra achas. I would have thought you spray 1 spray. Talmud leina savi. Comes the pasuk and says that it has to go all around. He's savi. Yakifanik yechut. So maybe the kohen should have to smear around the mizbeach like the chut hasikra. That it has to go around the whole. He takes a finger and clean plates all out. Talmud leina v'zarka. It says, but you have to spray. So at least you're painting around the mizbeach, you have to do a spray. Okay, it said, how do you do it? Like this, you hit the corner and it turns into like a chaf, a langechaf on both sides. So he says, that turned into four quarters. Rabbi Yishmael Leima, Nema Kan Saviv, and Nema Lahalan Saviv. It says both places Saviv. Ma Lahalan, Pisuk, Arba Matanis, just like by the Korban Chatas, you had to put a different one spray on each keren, right? So it had to be 4 separate sprays. So Afkan, even though it was only 2 corners, but it had to be 4 separate sprays. In fact, you want to email the Hallam,
4 separate sprays, 2
4.
sprays.
One here, one here, one here, one here. 4 separate sprays on 2 corners. A Chatas needed also 4 separate sprays, but on each keren. Okay?
And this didn't go on the calendar?
Only on 2 kronis. One here, one here, one here, and one here. Sagt die Gemara, Ima lahalon, Abba matanis al Abba kronis, Afkan Abba matanis al Abba kronis. If by the Chatas you did on all 4 kronis, so the Eila Eichen sein on all 4 kronis. Says the Gemara, no, it's impossible. Eila tuna yisay. For the Eila, you needed the foundation of the Mizbeach. The Eila, you needed the foundation. The Kenem Mizrach's name is Lai Hayal Ala Yisay. The Reines Mizrachis didn't have a Yisay. So that's why you couldn't do on the corner with of Mizrach's Dainis. Because Mizrach's Dainis, this side didn't have a foundation. And by Eila it says only wherever there's a foundation you're allowed to put blood. So that's why they put it on this corner and this corner, where there was a Yisad. Zag the Gemara, okay, we'll stop here. Next is your God.
You're going to remember where it is?
Yeah, but we're not going to do
Are you
it.
gonna remember? Are you gonna remember?
Okay.